You remember all the moves?
Hey, Macarena. Yeah, of course.
I could see Mary doing this dance by herself in her apartment.
100% I would.
Yeah,
I dance alone in my apartment a lot, actually.
But a line
Yeah,
dance is
Poundcake,
different.
you'll do it with the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poundcake does it with the lights off.
No, lights on, middle of the day. I'll do a dance.
I'll dance in my
I
apartment, but I
danced in
won't
my
do a
apartment
line
today.
dance.
The wobble came on.
Cleveland City Council approves eliminating fines, jail time, and criminal records for low-level marijuana possession.
About time.
Moving in the right direction.
Decriminalization.
Had to drag them kicking and screaming into the 20th century.
So do all those people they locked up get, like, let out?
Oh, I don't know about that. Voted 15-2 to eliminate any fines or jail time for possession of up to 200 grams, about 7 ounces.
Oh, a lot of people voted. With those two curmudgeons, like, damn.
7 ounces is a lot.
Well, there you go. People convicted of minor misdemeanor and misdemeanor possession would not carry a criminal record.
Good.
They would not be required to report the conviction. And again, I think this
One
is
step closer.
it's also partly pressure probably from the business community where they're like, look, we can't hire people
Right.
because everybody's got something,
Right.
you know. Councilman Anthony Brancatelli.
Not Anthony?
Anthony Brancatelli and Mike Polensek were the two who were opposed.
Lamos.
Boo.
never
Boo.
Had a day in their
Polensek.
life.
Does not make changes to penalties for higher-level marijuana crimes. Mayor Frank Jackson is expected to sign the legislation into law. There you go.
What if he doesn't?
Well, I think they have it on good authority that he will. It's like, psych.
He's just playing.
Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, and Toledo have already all done this.
Yep.
Why is Cleveland so behind on everything?
Well, better late than never. I don't know.
Whatever, man. Cincinnati is a crap hole. Like, I don't understand why they got it and we didn't. It is.
I don't know.
No phones, Poundcake.
Let's take
is
your
relentless.
Yeah, no phones, Poundcake.
He can say
When he
whatever
doesn't have to
wants.
worry. Yeah, he's like, F. Barberton, Cincinnati's a
But I
crap
said anyway,
hole.
it is. Anyone who's been in Cincinnati, they know.
I've only driven
It's a
through.
dirty place.
I'm sure Cincinnati is no more or less dirty than Cleveland.
No.
It's more dirty.
It's worse.
How? It's
It is.
just
It's Kentucky and
it's
Ohio mixed in one.
Across the river. It's an American city.
But it's where
like any
Kentucky
other.
people go out.
So
I like
what?
Cincinnati. They have a great comedy
Cleveland's
scene.
where Barberton people go out, according to you guys. What's the difference?
It's better.
This is great news. This means you can't get in trouble for having it. Just
It is
don't
great
just don't get caught dealing drugs. Then you'll be fine.
It wasn't that a law in New York where you're allowed to smoke it, you're allowed to possess it, but you can't like exchange it? Wasn't that like a
Yeah,
thing?
there's all kinds of weird law with
basically-
decriminalization and legalization. There's all kinds of weird laws. Under current law in Cuyahoga County, up to 100 grams of marijuana carries a fine and up to 30 days of imprisonment. So there you go. And of course, people of color are disproportionately incarcerated for these crimes.
Like
So-
white people are like, okay, so can I just do this month over every weekend for the next couple months? Like, so
Choosing
you
when they go to jail?
Yeah, you just like,
Sure.
all right, Friday, I'm clocking out of work. I'm going to jail for 2 days. I'll see you Monday, boss.
See you later.
Friday, gotta go to jail on Friday.
You said I had to spend a month in jail. You didn't say all at once, just a month's worth of days.
I can just pick and choose. Like, can I come and
That's
do
amazing.
whatever?
That is an amazing like perk. Like if that was the case, like you got 9 years in prison. Like okay, well I could do
9 years on the weekends.
9 years on the weekend.
I'm just spending the weekends in prison. It's
36
probably
years
better.
in prison. Yeah, but I get to do it on the weekends.
Keeps
all
you out
good.
of
Poundcake's dance moves really kill me. I don't know why you want to dance in the dark. You are a fantastic dancer. Anything I've ever said bad about your dancing, I take back. I want you dancing all the time.
Don't you read the signs over in accounts payable? Dance like no one's watching.
and every white girl's bio.
Stephen Canton points out to me, Alan, I think don't give icons milk from the mission statement referred to Michael Jackson because that's what he called propofol. I need more milk. And Steve's probably right. Remember that?
No.
Dr. Conrad Murray, the guy who got in trouble for killing Michael Jackson, he called propofol milk. I need more milk. Give me my milk.
I don't like that at all.
You don't like his impression?
I don't like any of it.
If you could combine my Michael Jackson impression with Poundcake's dancing, I think you might really have something there.
That would be great.
Yeah. Give me my milk. Tee.
Not dancing. Jesus.
Alan, this is Kelly from Oberlin City Council. Just FYI, Walmart does not supply free school supplies, but they do provide tax revenue and jobs. Lots of people did not want it in town, but this town is scared of all change. Well, there you go.
Well, I got free school supplies, so I don't know what y'all did.
Maybe you were among the underprivileged youth who require... Now, what constitutes free school supplies? Is there like, here's a pen and a pad of paper? Or is it like, you got a trapper keeper and a
Probably like your basics, a tube of glue.
It was a lot.
tube of glue? Do you get a sextant in there?
Glue
like
sticks.
Wait,
glue
a tube
sticks.
of glue. That's what it's called, right?
Well, there's a squeezy thing with a nozzle, but then
bottle
there's
of glue.
sticks. Sticks, glue sticks. Too.
I thought Walmart was the corporation that did that. If it's another corporation, I apologize. But I got free school supplies, and everybody I know that
Man,
went
we
to
were
high
the
school with me,
poorest.
they went through. We got notebooks, pens,
didn't
paper,
get free school
folders, like mostly anything you could think of. Really, no trapper keepers, nothing like
School
big.
supplies are so expensive. I
And
remember
That
when my
was
kids
my
would go back.
favorite day.
It was-
I loved school supply shopping, and then like packing my backpack before the first day of school.
And be
Oh my
all
God, I
creative
loved
and
it.
get your stickers, and like I always had to have my Dawson's Creek trapper keeper.
I was the worst.
Lisa Frank.
I'd have like one bag, not even like an actual notebook. Could be like just the loose leaf paper, and then like 8 pens. And they'd be like, "You need all this other stuff." I'm like, "I didn't get it." And they're like, "Well, you need it." I'm like, "Well, I don't have it."
Just like
It was my favorite
So
thing.
what are you gonna do?
To like stack up, put it all in my locker where it went.
Do you remember what they made the huge deal about having like the hole reinforcement?
Yeah.
Like.
Listen, anytime you're going to reinforce your hole, that is a big deal. I don't care who you are, rich or poor, disadvantaged or privileged.
Hole
stupid.
reinforcement sounds like something rich people do.
Hole reinforcement
But they're
is underrated.
I had it bleached and then reinforced.
You're gonna rip your pages. You need to have those hole reinforcers, and I'm like, okay. Well,
I was
don't
that
have it.
kid.
You had the hole reinforcers.
I did. I was fastidious. Anytime something got ripped, I was like, well, I don't want that
Something
ripped.
with an F.
I needed them in there. I had my trapper keeper. Because you get those big, I mean, no wonder kids can't afford school supplies. I don't know what it's like now, but I mean, back in the day, it was like you get this long list of crap, you know?
I love organization.
Me
Like
too.
I would
It's
have
my
a
favorite
big
thing in the
binder,
world.
And like when I was in college, I had a bunch of different math classes, but I would keep it all in one big binder. Like this was my math binder, and so then I would have like different colored dividers.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And it was like red was calculus,
Yep.
and then oh my god,
With
blue
your
was
labeled
history of
tab
math,
in there?
labeled tabs,
Yeah.
everything. I loved it. And then at the very back was like scrap paper that I could just work out problems on before I worked out the problem, and then transferred it to my homework. Like
I would have
I
one.
loved it.
I believe you. You're like the worst.
Bill had one pen,
had
one sheet of paper.
A blue bag, a blue plastic bag.
Well, I just had like
He did all
like,
his
in high
homework on
school-
the same sheet of paper.
I didn't do my homework.
He took it from history to math.
Yeah.
Like
Here's
just
history.
the top half.
Math's in the corner. History's on the back.
Any paper that I need, I just put in the book, and I would just put it in there. Like the books were my folders.
Ugh, and then it's all like crinkled at the top, and the pages are ripped. And
And then I had maybe one folder that if I used it, it was just all the stuff you're like supposed to take home or whatever. It would just like fill up and then be
No
like, well, this
way.
is too big to have in my backpack anymore, so I just put it in my locker and just
all
leave it.
of my subjects were color coordinated. So I
Oh,
had like
man, that
a
makes me
green
anxious.
folder, a green notebook, and my book cover on my science would be green. And so I knew that
I
green.
didn't go that
I was
far.
that
The
far.
book covers
Math,
were everything,
Book
though.
covers, the stretchy book
They were
covers.
so fun.
Red was always math.
We had to
green
make them
was
out of
always science.
we had to-
Yellow was English.
We had to make them out of paper grocery bags.
Yeah, that's what.
I bought the stretchy
Yeah,
book
I
covers.
bought those too.
But yes, the book
different
cover,
generations.
the book cover, the folder, and the notebook were all the same color for each subject.
What year you
I
graduated,
wasn't
Mary?
psychotic. I was
2008.
close. But,
Okay, yeah, you're
But,
my brother's
but again,
great.
growing up in the house in which you grew up in a hoarder house, you were
gotta
probably
have control
desperate for
over
organization.
anything.
That's right. See, I didn't grow up in that kind of house, but I guess my control issues came from the fact that I was constantly,
Being yelled at.
well, not at school. I was getting beaten up or whatever, and I was getting spanked at home. You were. So that I assume that's where that all comes from.
Yeah, my control issues
I
definitely
inherently
come from
mistrust authority.
Mine's just from being having no control over any part of my life for so long. It was like, okay, I'm good at school. I can control this. I can make this
Right.
look exactly how it needs to look. I won't
This
say.
is school is my world,
And I was so good at
yeah.
it. Yeah. I acted out when I got bored, but other than that.
Just a backpack full of papers.
Oh,
Just loose.
I hate even thinking. I remember that kid where they would just shove their hand in and like root around
Yeah.
and then like
I'm
pull
like,
out
is this the
some
one? Is this the
crinkled
one that
piece
you
of
wanted me to?
paper. Oh my
They're like,
god.
Projects are due today. Okay.
Your teacher grabs it by the corner because they don't even want to touch it. They're just like, oh my
It's
God.
crinkled. It
Like,
wasn't dirty.
Coffee mug ring on it.
why are you drinking coffee at 12?
Wasn't his coffee. It was
remember-
somebody's coffee.
I remember one
You
particular
don't drink
time.
coffee?
He spilled a pop on it or something.
I remember one particular time I didn't have any scissors or I couldn't find my scissors. So, of course, I folded the paper where it needed to be cut and I licked it.
Yeah,
And then you rip it apart.
real
And my teacher
easy.
was like, who did this? She held up in front of the whole class. She said, who did this? And I was like, that was me. She was like, Cody Brown, that was you? I was like, yeah. She was like, take this home, redo it, and cut it. She was like, I don't want your saliva while
Still,
I'm grading
like,
papers.
wet.
And
Gross.
she was like so pissed. She was like, I don't want your saliva
I've done
while
that.
I'm grading papers.
Ugh.
And she made it seem like I was an infectious disease. And the whole school was
probably
like,
were.
And you know how I would have done it, right? No scissors. I couldn't find my scissors.
Just ripped it
Just
and half
would've
the
just-
answers
just
came
ripped
off.
it, yeah.
but everyone was like,
It'd be all jagged.
Yeah.
I love it.
so the
God,
ongoing
such
joke.
the opposite.
They were like, I don't want your saliva while I'm grading papers. And they told me that at lunch. So
I still have a big white binder that I used to carry around with me that I don't anymore, that has probably at least 2 old notebooks and then all of the like flaps, folder flaps. What are those called? Flaps?
Flaps.
Oh, they're
Tabs?
tabs. Well, like in the front, like as soon as you open up, there's like 2 flaps.
Why would I know?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
Pockets.
those are pockets. Yes.
Oh, you mean
all
pockets?
the pockets are all.
They're called file labia.
Sure. Yes, and you need more than 2 labia or
you
whatever
go.
is in our mission statement.
You've got your folder minora and your folder majora, and then you
Right.
determine where you.
And those are all filled with old set lists. I should
Yeah.
go back through that stuff.
I
I'm sure
shudder to
it's
think.
terrible. but
I can't imagine what we're going to find when we eventually, someday, clean out my parents' house in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
There's a part of me that's like, maybe we'll find all kinds of old things that my parents packed away of ours.
why
and
don't you go
gonna
down
be
there
filter
now?
papers and
why do you
stuff.
wait? Why do you have to wait till they die?
Because I go home like once a year.
So when you
and I'm not
do,
going to spend the time there rooting around in the basement.
I think it would be fun. Why don't you make a day of it? Have some sangria with your mom
my mom-
and go through it.
No, my mommy like, don't go out. I got a whole system down there.
What's she gonna do? Whoop you?
No, but I'm not going there to dig around in my parents' basement. I mean, when the time comes, time comes.
I
Whatever.
go around and dig at my mom's house all the time. I'm like, Mom, do you need this? I was like, this is my shirt. I've been looking for this shirt. She's like, oh
Dude.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking for anything. Things will be, I hope, presented to me. I mean, I don't, I'm not looking for anything in particular.
my mom has like 4 storage units. I'm not
Oh
looking forward to that.
I do need to get my comic book collection from my parents' house. That's
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
4 storage units.
It's a
Okay,
lot.
I got $1,000 here for you. It's a chance for you to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword DIG to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's DIG to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
Boy, the Barbertonians are not letting go
Still?
of this chicken thing.
What is it?
They go, Barberton's the chicken capital of the world.
so
I'm like,
what is
well,
Tyson based there?
self-proclaimed.
No,
I mean,
it's a way to
Serbian
make
chicken.
Yes,
Yeah,
What
it's
is
like
it?
a Serbian recipe.
It's a fried chicken.
It's a distinctive. My ex-wife was Serbian. I vaguely remember this part of a conversation.
It's fried chicken without spices.
Hey, there you go.
And Barberton, it was a lot of Serbian immigrants, and so I guess it's native to Barberton, this style of chicken. And so, listen, every town needs something to be proud of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like French Lick, Indiana's got Larry Bird.
Yeah.
And the people of Barberton, Ohio there, firmly ensconced in the rolling hills of Summit County, can hold their heads high and say, hey, we have the best Serbian chicken in the world.
Sure.
They say,
I would try
sure,
some.
in every direction, you might have tweakers. You might have people making fun of us.
But they
you
make
might
the
have,
best chicken.
Well, according to them,
Did you know that?
They're a little biased.
Tweakers make the best chicken.
even if they don't eat it.
Can't eat it.
Well,
Yeah,
they
you
can. They just choose not to. Those who can't do, teach. Listen, I think if you were to
Those-
compile... What?
See, those who can't chew cook.
Those who can't chew cook. That's right. If you were to compile a list of the best and worst files, right? In the worst, of course, you'd have pedo. In the best, you'd have what are some great files? Audio file.
X-Files?
X-Files are great. Enophile.
Sure.
Bibliophile is a great thing to people who love books, right? And if you are in
Justice Files?
that too, I was thinking PH, but we can go with F. just to expand the landscape. Cuyahoga County Public Library ranked the best in the nation again. They named it the best place to masturbate in front of a computer. No, I'm kidding.
In public.
In public. But, you know, I feel like libraries these days might get short shrift. And as a kid, I loved libraries because I was very popular. And the Cuyahoga County Public Library has once again topped the rankings for large library systems. Best in the country.
All right.
That's
If you're
good.
somebody
That's
who
pretty cool.
doesn't take advantage of the Cuyahoga County Public Library, you should.
Does not every state or city or county have multiple branches?
They do.
I was going to say, because there's a ton. I know there's one in Berea.
Yep.
I
I
go to
lived
the
right
one in
by, when I lived in
Lakewood.
Ohio City. There was one right there.
I go to the one in Lakewood.
People whizzing on the front
yeah.
steps
The
at
one
any.
in Rocky River is
I
right
went to
down the
that
street
one.
from where I live. I haven't been to the Rocky River one yet.
See,
but...
the Lakewood Library is not part of that system, I don't think.
Oh, it isn't?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think the Lakewood Public Library is its own thing.
Well, if you're in Cuyahoga County, it would be part of the Cuyahoga County.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't been there in years. So
I've
I don't
been
know.
to the most versed in the Berea one. We would go there all
That's
the
where
time.
my sister works. Or not, it was Berea. She works at Rocky River. Yeah, stupid.
I'm stupid. Well, that's what you get for cramming all those papers in your backpack and not organizing more properly.
People going on
I am who I am.
It's Popeye.
fapping in one of those computers, though. I'm telling you.
What?
I'm just saying, people use those computers.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
I didn't catch what you said exactly, so I was.
I mumbled. My
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, no. If they have 30 minutes on a computer, they're gonna use 24 of those minutes to get one off, and it's gross.
A friend was sent me a thing for an audition for a indie film, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll try it." I did not take it seriously. I did not prepare. And then
Why would they want you to play Indiana Jones?
Well, because Temple of Doom's kind of what I call my body. So they were like, "This is probably right up your alley." But she was like, "Do you want to try this? I don't know if you ever acted before." And I was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Oh, I can wing it." And then I didn't get any of the lines right. And it was all bad. But they needed a resume, and I've never put together a resume for anything. I've bartended and I've done stand up. So I'm in the.
They said, "Do you want to
Library.
read the script?" And you said, "I'll wing it."
Yeah. Basically.
They're like, we had a writer write this
It
movie.
was like an independent film.
When was this?
This was last summer.
Okay.
Yeah, but she got the part. I did not. But I was trying to put together a comedy resume at the Lakewood Public Library, and one of the librarians came over and handed me a paper about a job fair that they had coming up, because she saw me working on a resume template and trying to fill it in, and she was like, "Just so you know, this is next Thursday."
I'm typing up my comedy resume.
I was like, I didn't want to break it to her. I was like, "Oh, thank you so much," because she's trying to be helpful.
She's
hey.
like, let's see, March 2013 to April 2014, funny.
Right.
It was funny June 2018 to
I would've
September
died.
2019, comedy.
Jokes.
Jokes.
I would have died if she was like, "Just so you know, there's one really close to Barberton too."
Right.
I know it's close by your hometown.
Your hometown.
Okay, I'm going to break, and I'm going to prepare myself, and I would encourage the audience to do the same, for the official start of the weekend, the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. Shortly, okay? About a half an hour, I think. It's about as much time as you'll need to prepare, courtesy of Cleveland Whiskey. Do you want to get a text in? 35192. Everything else, hit us up at alancoxshow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.